everybody, and thank you for joining me again as we venture through the art that is known as video games. And today I am looking at a game called Moon Hunters, which has really grown on me. I have to say, I thoroughly enjoy this game. I thoroughly recommend this game to anyone willing to try it out. I am so enamored and so surprised about how much I have actually enjoyed this game. I almost immediately began recommending it to some of my friends, or at least having them take a look, which is actually kind of an irregularity. I usually just post some videos and I'll give some generalities. This one I actually went immediately to people I game with and said, hey guys, you got to check this out. It is a lot of pluses to this game. One of the first things that really caught my attention is the art style. I absolutely love the art style. I don't know what it is, but here recently I've been very much drawn towards pixel-based sort of art, and this is full of it, and it's beautiful. And the other thing that is incredibly impressive is the music behind it. The soundtrack is amazing. I wondered, why are they offering this soundtrack as a separate buy, a separate download? As I start playing this, I really understand why. I thoroughly enjoy the story behind it as well. And what is amazing about this game is that there are different endings. Many are hidden based off of what you do. For example, my first go around in this game, I beat the head of the Sun Cult, but I still lost. The moon goddess never came back. And even though I had spent most of my time trying to play the honorable druid, in the end, I kind of fell to a curse and ended up dying. It gives you sort of a snapshot of what your life becomes. A lot of this is based off of your decisions in the game. You get to talk to several NPCs and you build up several different traits, and depending on what you select, you get different traits behind it, cunning or foolish. For example, I think I worshipped the stars on my first camp and got some sort of foolish trait. And the second time around, went hunting and, got something different. And at the very end of this story, I think I found a magic wizard staff and tried to use it to no good and give myself a lot of money and became cursed and died. And that was the end. Just a lot of different things you can do with this game. The combat is okay. I have current access to 4 different, class archetypes, and the druid by far is my favorite so far, which is no surprise. I'm much of a mage fan in almost any kind of game, but you do have different combat styles, which is nice. Not everything is cookie cutter, but there are not a lot of different skills. As you're going along, you are gaining certain items that will allow you later to also improve your skills. There are 4 main ones that I've seen for each class at this point, and 2 lesser ones that require sort of less coinage. I guess coinage isn't really the best term, and then 2 others that are greater. And you can only do these skill ups in towns, or you can randomly find them in some of the other areas on the map. But what I did notice is in these other areas, it costs more to train them. But they definitely boost up your skills. They make combat much easier. But again, as you're going along and doing these things and you're making your choices, you're gaining different traits based off of your different decisions: strength, wisdom, intelligence, a lot of different charm, a lot of different things, and they all have different effects on your stats, more or less. Hit points, mana points, regen, damage, magic damage, all of those different sorts of things. I think there's even a leadership skill, and these all allow you to play the game differently, and each time you play it is different. The map's different, things are just different. Like I said, there are hidden endings as well, so it's not going to be the same completion after each time. And all of this, I find, when I wrap all of this together, and then again, going back to the art and the music and the story, and you wrap all of this together, it's just, for me, was a very, very fun experience. Most games I will play through, if it's not an MMO, I will play through maybe once and, get a general idea. Yes, I liked it. No, I didn't. Most games I don't necessarily go back to because it's sort of on to the next. This one I actually have been playing back through, and again, really enjoying each playthrough. Certainly there are classes I enjoy more than the others. Again, Druid is my favorite, and I did not have as much fun with some of the other different classes, but the game itself, I think, is incredible. Again, I would highly recommend this to anyone, and it mostly has very good reviews on Steam, and it is not brand new. It's been out since March of this year, 2016. And of the greater than 300 reviews, it is mostly positive. And in the most recent ones, it's rated as very positive. And there's a reason for that. It's just a good game. Oh, and you can see here, you actually, at certain points, get pulled into these mini boss encounters. I don't want to call it boss encounters, but you get waves of monsters, and you cannot just simply run around. So there is some skill needed. Now, is it how skillful is it? Well, probably not the most. You're not going to. It's not a game that's going to require the greatest of skill, but it still requires good timing, understanding of what you're fighting, what your skills are, and I really did not find any bugs. Well, I shouldn't say no bugs. I did notice on certain areas, I could use the map to pretty easily kill things. Either they got stuck, or I could be at a distance where they didn't necessarily recognize me, and I could just shoot them from afar. That was not always. That was not constant. Here's another component I've not talked about. You can actually also craft some. Well, when I say craft, it's mainly cooking, but you can work through here, and this is my first playthrough, so it's my first recipe. But each time you camp, you can choose to do this and learn new recipes. Again, a lot of this, there's just a lot of replayability to this. And you can see there I earned endurance, and there's some of the skills there. Here's another encounter with sort of, again, a boss mob is just not the right term, but different style of NPCs here. I had to definitely get used to the changes of what the monsters are doing. I do find that fun and requiring some sort of skill. I've seen some of the comments say, well, the combat it doesn't take any skill. Well, I guess it depends on what you're used to. There's a lot more to this game than just the combat. Your decisions are important. The story is important. So it's not just a hack and slash. And I think that's where most people that give it a poor rating fail to see the big picture of this game. It is not just about going out and killing things. And here's actually the end mob that I fought. This was the ruler. He has someone fighting for him, but it was the head of the Sun Cult that has come in and tried to take over and has banished the Moon Goddess away. And as I said before, I end up beating him, but I don't win the game. I find that incredibly interesting, and it makes me want to play more. What did I do? Why didn't I win? It makes me want to go back through and just play more and more. And that is what I absolutely love about this game. It's just rare, besides MMOs, that I find something I want to keep playing and keep experiencing to see what changes there are. This is one of them. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I definitely would recommend playing this game if you want to give it a chance. And again, the music is just amazing. I considered buying the soundtrack, except for the soundtrack currently costs more than the game, which I'm not that enamored with the music to do that. But again, the name of this game is Moon Hunters. Please check it out. I think the developers have done a great job. You can see the end story here. Again, I beat the guy, but I didn't win. She doesn't come back. Things crumble. People vanish, and the world is just not brought back to where, when you set off on the journey, you want it to be. I should also quickly mention it's currently listed as in beta, but there is a online sort of co-op. You can play with a total of 4 players, so 3 friends. I have not yet done that. I have seen some reports of bugs, but again, that is also a great feature. But thank you for joining me. Again, Moon Hunters is the name of the game. Check it out, please. It is truly amazing.